differently, having the two picks as their first picks. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, same bans though. Ari once again against Paper Ban. I think it's a good idea. He was very, very strong. Why are you banning Lucian now?
Because they did in the last two games.
Yeah, but honestly, you're on red side. You have like Maokai you need to take care of. You want to ban maybe even a Kassadin. Let him have Lucian instead of the Corki pick and just deal with it. Like Lucian at the moment is not the strongest AD carry. I'd much rather see a Maokai ban. I don't get it.
You have to pick Xerath here as well now. I mean, if you ban Xerath for 3 games and then leave him open, you can pretty much guarantee that What the Fox is probably going to end up picking Xerath. We'll see about that one. Interesting to see what H2k-Gaming go for here. Whether that's, you know, locking the jungler on the first round with the likes of Jarvan.
I mean, Rengar is open again. Rengar is open. First picked it last time. If they really love it so much, they should pick it here. Otherwise, yes, Jarvan is open. Lee Sin is open. Worked the first 2 games they played. Can also pick the same bottom lane they've had in the last few games. Would also be an option. Because there's so many junglers open, they don't have to lock in a jungler. Seems like they will do it.
I mean, to me, it'd be clear, even if they left Rengar open, that Kikis would probably pick Jarvan anyway.
Yes.
That's Kikis' go-to champion. They will take Morgana, and they're going to have the Rengar here as well in their first round of picks.
So at least they get the Morgana here, and they probably don't expect these to play a hyper carry other than maybe Tristana. Corki is open for him. Should be the lock-in if we go with the recent success he just had in the last game. And they still do get AOD's Morgana here. Played it every single game. Been good on this Morgana in every game, to be honest. Rengar, still not so loved.
Yeah. Problem in that last game, they were relying on AOD to flash in and start fights for them when other ultimates were down. There is Z's getting his Corki. That one already locked in. And there's Xerath. What a surprise. You ban Xerath in 3 games, you leave it open, and What the Fuck says, yes please, I'll take that.
Yeah, and again, I keep looking at this Lucian ban. While Z's is playing such a good Corki anyway, what do you actually gain? Other than, yeah, okay, sure, you don't have to deal with his Lucian, but it can't be that scary that you want to give the Maokai, you want to give them the Xerath for What the Fox, one of his main champions. See if they want to pick against it.
Is it going to be Zed for Febivan? Actually, no. They're going to switch away from that. They do lock in that Kog'Maw. Was pretty obvious, I think. They've gone for that same duo in every game so far, and will also take Mundo for the top lane. So
same pick.
Yeah, very similar picks. The Xerath, the only one that's different so far this time around. And in fact, SK-Gaming Prime will take exactly the same lineup, just with a different mid laner. Yeah,
and once again, SK Prime can look to control the mid game with the Corki pick, with the Morgana, the Maokai pick, as well in the top lane. Get the Rod of Ages, get 1 tank item, and you can dive into the enemy team. So SK Prime can look to do exactly what it did in the last game. Now they just have even more poke compared to what they had before when they had a Kassadin. Less chase, but more poke. So
makes it easier to take those towers that they had a couple of issues with.
Exactly. So I expect SK-Gaming Prime to try and go and do exactly what they did in the last game here. Question is if H2k actually learned something in the last game and won't look for these risky fights unless they know, okay, we can engage it, we can get the kill. Otherwise, in the early mid-game stages where Corki is so strong and also Maokai already starts to become tanky, we won't try and go into a bad team fight like we did in the last game.
Well, the one difference here for H2k is that they will be taking Twisted Fate into the lineup for Febivan up against the Xerath for What the Fox, a champion that they've banned in all games up until this 4th one. We'll see if, if H2k can win it, or they're going to go back to banning Xerath in the next game.
So it's not going to help H2k in the mid-game fights. TF as well really need items. He really needs to get to his late game point if he wants to, in team fights at least, burst down targets. Of course, his ulti, already from level 6, is very, very strong. The fact you can always control lanes, set up ganks, but in a straight-up team fight, TF needs item before he can really provide a lot of damage. So in that case, again, H2k need to be careful in the mid game. But they might use this Twisted Fate now to try and snowball some of the 2 side lanes, especially towards the Maokai in the top lane. Maybe this is the goal, to say, okay, we're just going to camp the Maokai now, shut him down, make sure our Mundo gets so tanky that we can actually take these mid-game fights because now we have the frontline tank and you don't.
Well, guys, as the players prepare for Game 4, tell us who you think will take the series. Tweet to us at LOL eSports with hashtag SKPwin or hashtag H2k-Win. And we'll check in your votes as we get into the game.
Did we even see the vote last game?
I
don't recall.
Can't remember.
Probably not. It was probably 84% anyway. But this game here, so we just talked about it again. Win conditions for both teams, what H2k needs to be careful or avoid. Because if they take the same team fights, they might end up losing them again and also the game.
Well, let's find out, shall we? Getting into game number 4, SK-Gaming Prime versus H2k with the scoreline sat at 2-1 in favor of H2k. Still looking good, just as Deficio is.
Thank you.
And I'll see if they can close this one out, whether that was just a bit of a blip that last game, or whether SK-Gaming Prime have really found their form here at the right time to come back in this best of 5. It's going to hinge a lot on Febiven and how well he can use these destinies.
Yeah, so H2k have a lot of pick potential again. You have the Rengar jungle, you have Morgana support, and then of course the TF in the mid lane. So a lot of options for H2k to try and catch SK Prime and get a kill and then use it to get an objective, but straight up 5v5 team fights can be scary for them. So let's see how they actually want to play it. Maybe they're just going to rely 100% on Febiven to have his ulti, set up a kill, and then they can move towards an objective and then completely avoid any other team fight for the first 25-30 minutes. Gonna have to see how they play it and where Febiven wants to put his focus. I mean, you can set up in this bottom lane. Nami is a very, very easy support to kill if you do actually manage to land a bind or a stun from Febiven and then follow up with the bind. Only issue is, both her or Nami can, if she's good, predict the TF with the bubble and just time it so well that once he ports down, bubble lands and we can call him a god.
Well, interesting that H2k have decided this time around that they're going to take that 2 versus 2. Obviously they swapped it last time. We'll see how that works out for them. Again, they're going to set up in this brush, which they've done pretty much every single time that they've been brought into a 2v2. This time, though, the binding is way off from AOD. Well, no early kill down bottom. And the junglers get on their paths. Trashy starting off on his red. Kikis doing exactly the same over on the other side of the map.
And instantly down his bottom lane here, Ziz and Zaitan just push the wave, use all the abilities they have onto it, wanna get the early level 2, and they will get it. Not just yet, need I believe it's 2 more minions and they can get the level 2 point. And just start poking down H2k's bottom lane.
And good lanes in this bottom side of the map pretty much every single time. Done very well on getting things going. Making sure that Z's...
Three. One more melee. Minion, don't worry.
Oh, you were still counting that one. Okay.
I couldn't remember if it was 2 or 3.
There you go. 3 minions. You were close enough. Trashy gonna get his blue. This mid lane gonna be interesting as well, as I said. Banning out Zero 3 games in a row, then leaving him open here in the game, which either could win you the game or bring it back to a tied playing field at 2-2, which then, well, form pretty much goes out of the window at that stage. I'm sure there will be a bit of a tough pill to swallow, I think, for H2k. Being 2-0 up, if it comes back to 2-2, becomes very hard to follow through. As Kikis here, going to go over the back of the Baron pit. Is he going to be able to get in behind Febiven?
Card is used as well.
Oh, card is used. They don't get the knock up onto him. This is going to need a flash, but he's going to get stunned up here. Febiven going to be in trouble. He's used the ghost. He's used the flash. Will get the stun, but he's surely going to go down. There's the slow. What the Fox needs to charge up one more. And he gets it. Max range. First blood to What the Fox on Zera.
I'm not sure why Febiven didn't actually flash a stun come in from What the Fox here. Could have avoided a lot of the damage. Then pop the ghost. But he just wanted to get close enough to the wall, probably to actually flash over the wall, and therefore trying to at least force some flashes out of SK Prime here. But very nice start, one of the small tricks in Java where you jump over either the Baron wall or the Dragon wall and use it to dodge around the wards. Pretty much a perfect start, and always one of the issues for TF in this mid lane. He has no jumps, so So if you do get onto him, you will most likely kill him.
And then you have to think that, okay, he's got no flash, he's got no ghost.
Yes, you just come back.
Let's just go back, let's camp that lane, get what the fuck's going.
Especially because Rengar won't be able to do the same kind of ganks as a Jarvan. In the early game, he needs his level 6. He's looking towards this top lane though. Smith is pretty far up the lane, so might work for H2k.
Maybe able to at least force the flash out there. Is he?
Beautiful done.
Yeah, really nicely done. Does get slowed in the end and gets away without even having to use that flash. Nice use of that twisted advance once again. So this bottom lane, 35 to 25. 10 CS lead opened up in a 2 versus 2 scenario. That's not good news for H2k.
No, and it was the reason they actually swapped to the top lane in the last game to avoid this Corki and Nami lane. Now they're just taking the fight and actually falling pretty far behind very early on in CS.
And the thing is, Z's can afford to take a little bit more damage in there as well because of the heal from Zayatan as well. And look at this, Rengar is again back towards that top lane. Let's see if he can actually kill off Smitty J this time around. And there it becomes obvious. Slow gonna come down. What's he gonna do? Twisted advance straight in there. Trashy tried to get out of range from him. He's gonna go low. He's still got his flash. There it is. And he's able to get back to his tower, but Trashy may well be back there once again as Febiven here. As we said before, as we saw before, Flash and Ghost use as the first blood went over onto What the Fox means that he needs to stay pretty far back in that lane.
What we really see H2k's focus here is to make sure Smitty can just sit and farm in the lane, and we want to make sure Dr. Muna can get going. We were talking about the TF, his Febiven's gang's gonna go towards the top lane to try and help Odoamne here at the start, at least. When there was no ulti from Febiven, it's gonna be all about Trashy helping, and he's been there, forced the flash. Didn't manage to get a kill though.
Kiki's actually looking for an invade yet. Trashy will just wait him out, then comes diving out of the brush onto that big wraith, trying to pull it inside the brush so that Kiki's not gonna have the vision. I think in the end, realised probably not even worth fighting over there. We'll let it go. And there's Odoamne, level 6, having to use his ultimate straight away as that becomes available to him. Smitty doing a really solid job on this top side of the map, ahead in form despite being ganked twice.
Yeah, so H2k has pretty much been picking risky or losing lanes and gone for standard lanes, and then Rengar jungle, who's not really able to help a lot before level 6. And therefore SKP Prime with the goal lead, had the first blood, winning in farm in every single lane at the moment. Even the jungle is winning farm-wise here. Only AOD slightly ahead. That's about it. Everyone else from SKP Prime is actually winning.
Which obviously matters.
It does, man.
Yeah.
Bots are humans too, or people too.
Humans too.
Well, they're humans, I guess.
4-0. Massive lead. In this mid lane, 49 to 34. What the Fox doing well has actually let that lane push all the way up there and going to be able to control it because of that Canyon minion coming in. Look at this Trashy. It's now started to work his way over. Not exactly the ideal timing on that one though, with What the Fox having that lane pushed up. You can see that Trashy basically said, you know what, I'm just going to give that one away and leave. Also worth mentioning is the fact that there's a cleanse on What the Fox, which obviously lowers his kill potential a little bit, but keeps him a lot safer if he gets hit with the Baller Strike with a gold card in that middle lane.
Exactly, so actually a very smart pickup here for What the Fox, and been just sitting and farming in the lane. Of course, got the first blood onto Febiven, and otherwise just been happy farming, push up the lane, and making sure Trashy never really had a chance to actually gank him in this mid lane. And same can be said for Kikis. Even though they forced both summoners from Febiven, didn't actually look for a second gank. They've just been farming meanwhile, because all the lanes are winning anyway. It opens up for your jungler to just say, okay, I can sit back now, I can get strong just by farming the jungle. I don't have to go and help any of my lanes.
Odoamne in the meantime has managed to bring this CS back in his favor actually. Continue that here as the wave is pushed up underneath his tower. Bottom lane is continuing to be a real pain for H2k. Look at that CS between the two AD carries now. 80 to, let's call it 63 after this wave. Seeing if he misses any of it. But still, and again, very, very well played by Z's and Zayatan. Showing H2k, why they lane swapped in that last game.
Yeah, and why they probably should have done it again. Even though this time around they probably said, you know what, we're just gonna try and survive the lane. It's all about our teammates anyway. And then we make sure odoamne is not gonna be in a lane swap where he's gonna get denied some farm, and he can just one-on-one pick up the same amount of farm as Smitty at least. And then we can try and use Trashy to get a kill on Smitty up in his top lane, therefore trying to snowball the Mundo. Seems to have been the game plan because we haven't seen Trashy trying to help the bottom lane at all. It's been all about the top lane. So they've kind of been accepting the fact, okay, we're gonna lose the bottom lane, but we have to try and get some kills somewhere else.
Decent damage there coming out of Febiven. Managed to land 2 wild cards onto What the Fox. And look at this, Kikis, again, that age-old trick of jumping over the back of the wall, avoid the vision. I say avoid the vision, there's not any wards down at all from H2k on that side of the map, and that is a very easy dragon pick up by SK-Gaming Prime, 10.5 minutes in.
You're winning the lanes, you have a Corgi, get the early dragon, perfect setup by SK Prime. Things are looking very, very good for them. Let's see what Trashy can do down his bottom lane.
Well, be a stealth in here. Can he actually get in range? He's going to jump on towards Z's. There is the flash into the ultimate, but Z's just uses his Valkyrie to get away, and Trashy falling super low from that one. Really not going their way. In the meantime, Febiven also nearly got taken down by What the Fox. He used his ultimate on him, but didn't quite have the damage to finish off, and now Kikis has moved into the bottom lane. Rengar's gone. Danger time for H2k. There they go. Twisted Fate's going to come down. Teleport is coming in. AOD's stuck inside the Cataclysm, and that is the kill. They didn't even need Smitty J. Meanwhile, Febiven comes back around and gets the kill onto What the Fox.
Okay, so Febiven was forced back to base. What the Fox stayed and actually tried to take down his tower. Ended up meaning that Febiven could just come down with his ult. Pop straight in. Very simple. Cleanse was used. Ghost popped. You can just chase him. Now one of the reasons Ghost is so strong on Twisted Fate. But down this bottom lane, again, H2k have said, we are losing bottom lane, we're losing the mid lane, we're gonna need some help from our jungler. Trashy comes down, it backfires, doesn't get a kill, and in the end, Kikis joins in, and actually SK Prime picks up a kill onto Z's. Things are looking very good for them.
SK Prime, yeah, a couple of 1,000 gold already up, 2.5 even. Just 12 minutes into the match. You see that Rod of Ages done for Smitty J. Early doors for that one. Spirit Visage though for odoamne on the other side is also in there. As Febiven now in a little bit of trouble. He's got a flash which he uses, already slow though. Smitty J gonna go underneath the tower, he gets stunned up, but What the Fuck finishes with the ulti and then unloads on towards Trashy as well. Meanwhile, odoamne's now joined the fight. This is a lot of damage onto Smitty, but it might be enough to go back. odoamne got his ulti running. What the Fuck's going under the tower, dangerous stuff. Can't quite finish off the Mundo, but they got Trashy low, odoamne low, they killed off Febiven, and they got to kill the tower.
Gonna get the tower. Smitty moved down from the top lane, straight onto Febiven. Early flash, he had to do it to dodge the stun this time around, and simply meant land a slow from What the Fox, pop your ult, easy kill onto Febiven here. Really showing some good moves on this Xerath. And also Trashy tries to join in again, and completely backfires for him. He's forced to flash away, back to base, he'll lose the tower. He definitely needs more time before he can do anything on his Rengar here. Kikis, 2 assists, got the Hilda listed already. And Nomicon, first item here for What the Fox. So 1 to healing reduction against the Mundo, even against the Rengar in this situation. So pretty smart pick up here. It doesn't feel like he needs their magic resist from the Fiends anyway.
Well, I mean, Febiven's already been able to 1v1 him. Granted underneath a tower there as he ported in as well. So we'll see how that choice ends up working out. Febiven's at the point now that those wild cards are just destroying the minion waves. Same can be said over for What the Fox, of course. He also added a blasting one on top of that Morellonomicon. Top lane, you can forget, it kills 1 versus 1. However, when Twisted Fate joins in, it becomes different. Where's Smitty gonna go? Not gonna get out of range there of the gold card, and I'm afraid he's going down here. Doesn't have a flash available. Actually goes Twisted Advance to Febiven. There's the ulti coming in from What the Fox. Last shot, and they will get away with hardly any health remaining. But What the Fox and Kikis now moving in. They're going towards odoamne, and there we see the Morellonomicon in action. Although, to be fair, he didn't even have his ultimate running anyway. Ends up with a 1-for-1.
But this was again H2k putting all the focus on this top lane here, trying to shut down Smitty and Maokai. And in the end, it took them such a long time to actually kill him. Trashy popped his ult, trying to join in. So once SK Prime moved, both What the Fox and Kick is up there. Even though it's 3 members from H2k, didn't matter, they went in, picked up a kill, ended up trading 2 for 2. And also have the time on Fibberman's ulti. And got a kill onto Kick here, not bad on the job. And he's the guy together with Smith who's just gonna jump into the backdown of H2k. Once again, just a good start. Next Dragon coming up. A little over a minute. Should be SK Primes as well.
What the Fox is not scared in that mid lane whatsoever. Pushed up way past the halfway mark. Rengar not there. This bottom lane has continued to go as it was before. About a 20 CS lead for Z's. The turret has also taken a real battering and is almost down, in fact. Maybe the second one of the game coming up as the Blues also start to spawn in. Obviously given over to Xerath and Twisted Fate on their respective sides. Trashy can then go about his way. Maybe come once again down towards this bottom lane. Well, there is a blue ward there from SK Prime. And that will spot him if he does decide to come down the ramp. Actually, he's not. He's going to recall. So wants to buy up here before that dragon comes back into play.
So let's see here. Z's controlling the bottom lane on the Corgi, which wasn't banned. Lucian was banned instead. Probably instead of the Maokai, we should say. Who's been under some pressure, but still managed to get up a fairly early Rod of Ages. Actually, good timing on the Rod of Ages, but it was like 12 minutes. So we starts to get it stacking up. And also, once again, building towards his Spirit Visage as his second item against their double AP from H2k and even some magic damage from Yarnan as well. It's gonna work wonders for him, and he's gonna become super tanky. He's getting some good farm in the lane. He's gonna get the global gold from the Dragons. He got the mid tower as well. I mean, he's gonna get enough gold, even though he's falling behind in farm and being ganked a lot, to become super tanky, and therefore make it close to impossible for H2k to actually kill him in these fights.
So good. Use your ultimate. Doesn't quite get the kill, but it doesn't matter. It forces Twisted Fate completely away. And that means that the second dragon of the game gonna go over to SK-Gaming Prime, and they've got full control of this game at this point.
Again, H2k picking weak laners. In case you have Twisted Fate against Xerath in the mid lane, you're not gonna win it one-on-one. You need your jungle help. And also down the bottom lane with Z's and the Zaitan just dominating H2k's bottom lane. Once again, you need your jungler to help you. Rengar isn't able to do it before level 6, and once he actually hit level 6, it didn't work. And now, Odoran in his top lane might be in trouble.
Dodges a stun. Well, the damage is going to come back onto him, and even with, well, he's got no ultimate, which is a big problem for him anyway, and they just go underneath the tower. 3 of them there to finish that one off. Need to quickly go back towards middle. That took some damage earlier on, or just keep going on this one. Rengar and Morgana are both coming up. They might actually walk into a trap here. AOD wisely just stays inside of the brush, and they've got a position on him, they've got eyes on him. They're just going to go straight in towards the tower, and it's going to take a lot of damage, and I'm not sure that they can actually force them off. Now Rengar and the fact that those minions have gone down, it only needs a couple more hits. This turret's so very close. Didn't quite get it finished off, but it's only going to need a couple more as that next minion wave starts to come around. Zaitan actually chasing Febiven through the jungle there as well. SK-Gaming Prime get 2 turrets on the top lane, losing their middle outer turret for the pleasure though. But look at this, they're all up in that jungle. And that means that they lose pretty much full vision control of it. What the Fox actually pulled an elixir there as well, so wanted a bit of power. Now AOD walks towards Smitty, but the rest of the team were starting to come around. So SK Prime, wisely, I think, decide to back away from things. Smitty is going to be in trouble here. Rengar's popped his ultimate. They're going to go towards What the Fox. Trashy taking a big burst of damage. What the Fox backs away from it. Febiven is going to chase him down. Stun card, wild card. One more auto attack will do it. Nice little pick off there for H2k. And they may be able to have a go on this inner turret now in the mid lane. The rest of the team has come around already, and Febiven using his destiny just to go down to that bottom lane. Once you popped it, you might as well use it.
True. We did see the first engage by Trashy. He had to set up a kill on What the Fox. Did, however, lose the 2 top towers. Picked up 1 in the middle lane. Also lost 1 in the bottom lane. So a lot of towers for SK Prime and only 1 kill and 1 tower for H2k. We've also been losing the last 2 dragons here. So not the end of the world. For SK Prime, they did have to pick up the kill. Or they'd have to lose the kill, we should say. I like the play from Zaitan, just moving into the mid lane, and he was chasing Fibman to make sure he couldn't ulti to the top lane, and therefore buying time for SK Prime to actually kill the tower the second time they moved in.
Almost 20 minutes into this one, and healthy lead for SK-Gaming Prime. Okay, at least this time around have that twisted fate to actually get rid of those waves once they start coming onto the towers, but they're going to be pushed away most probably by What-the-Fox there with his max range on Xerath. And those rockets flying out from Z's. Either way, Smitty now going to get back up towards top. Spirit Visage added in, and he's well on his way to becoming that tanky Maokai once again. Last game, let's not forget, managed to get Randuin's in there, Thornmail, even bought a Void Staff before the game actually ended up finishing. So tanky and pretty damn good damage as well.
And nobody wants to ban him.
No.
I'm not sure why. He's pretty much winning every single game he's playing, especially in the playoffs as well. So, not sure why people keep giving Maokai away. Now, AOD might be in trouble.
Yeah, Z's going to go straight towards him. There's a flash use. Twisted Fate Port is going to come in, and Z's may have been off a little bit more than he can chew here. He'll go down to Febiven. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Odoamne now in trouble as well. He's got his ultimate running. What-the-Fox will be pulled off. Double kill coming in for Twisted Fate as Smitty joins the fight. Febiven's going to go down here. It's going to take a while, but he does eventually die. The slows from Rengar, from Mundo will be enough to stop SK Prime chasing any further. In the end, it's a messy fight, 3 for 3 inside the jungle.
And that was a very, very aggressive move by Zeez. He just jumped towards AOD. TFO was popped. He joined in actually onto him. Yeah, so we're just going to see Febren come in with the TFO. Zeez is chasing AOD. Febren joins in, gets stunned. They kill him. And actually, we have Odoamne joining in very late. Sorry, Smitty J joining in very late for the fight. Tifa's in now, while the fight is almost over. Because of the last few members going down, Febren will die. Zaitan will die, and they trade 3 for 3. But very aggressive plays by Zeez, just jumping in towards AOD, even though TF had ult and Trashy could just jump onto him and kill him. Probably not going to do it again.
Well, that's the Zeez that we've seen in the last game as well with his Valkyries. Not scared of going aggressive to try and get some advantage. And there we see, look at that damage onto AOD. Death cap now in there for What-the-Fox. He's ahead in CS as well, 2 kills to his name. 6 on the other side though for Febiven. That could be the real danger in this one. Lose sight of that blue buff a little bit. Starts resetting itself, and it's going to be snapped. Nicely done from What-the-Fox.
They got it. Just sitting there behind Rockets and the snipe from What-the-Fox to pick it up. Denies it from Febiven, and now SK Prime can actually push up and use the Zero with the blue buff to siege.
Nice dodge from Yanan there, only getting hit by 1 charge of the ultimate. Oh, Odoamne's going to be caught out here, and all the damage coming in from the side. Tidal Wave will land, and it's Kikis gets the kill. Now on a killing spree, actually. 3-0-4 to his name, and SK-Gaming Prime can just use this position that they've got to keep pushing maybe onto that inner turret. No, they're going down towards Baron because they've seen Twisted Fate down bottom. He's got Destiny, but that's only going to bring him so far.
Still, it's a bit of a risky move here, unless they can take it down very fast, because there is teleport for Odoamne. He can join in once he actually respawns, and the rest of H2k moving in here. Let's see what SK Prime can do. Disengage.
Down low, there's 2 men caught inside of the Cataclysm on Kikis. He's gone too deep here. He's gone alone into the back line. However, AOD being chased by Zeez. There is, he's getting locked up by the gold card. Can Febiven do it? Odoamne coming in, and there is the kill on towards Zeez. AOD managing to survive through all of that damage. In the end, it's a 2 for 1 in favor of H2k.
So SK Prime here start the Baron, even though Odoamne was the only guy dead and he had teleport. He's in the fight now. Should be able to survive. Not enough damage left for SK Prime here, but they were the ones to start the Baron. And then as soon as H2k showed themselves... Oh, let's go. Anyway, so as soon as H2k move in towards the Baron, Kick is engaged onto them. He goes down very, very fast here. And Zeez once again doesn't want to stick to his team. He's moving alone. Febiven is onto him. AOD is onto him. Odoamne as well for TP. Jan, you probably did too.
Caught out inside his own jungle. We've seen so many kills there around that wolf camp. Needs to be ethics from H2K's side. Can't be affording to lose these kills as they go. They're going to get themselves another dragon here. And they're closing in again on 10,000 gold. Complete dragon control. 4-2 up in towers, 12-18 kills, which is spread nicely across the board. Let's compare that to H2K, who you look at the score at the top and say, all right, they've got 8 kills, not bad, only 4 behind. 7 of them on Twisted Fate and 1 on the support, so a love not really being spread around the team there.
No, I mean, February in his team fights have been able to kill Z's, so you can't really require more from him. Hey, you killed the AD carry, that's great. But it's more because Z's has just been moving away from his own team, trying to kill people alone, so he always ends up dying. February can pick up the kills. And while their Baron didn't work out for SK Prime, because they picked up 2 kills later on, it actually ended up paying off. And they won the fight in that case. And it's now back towards this Baron here. Teleport is not ready for O2 so February was the guy to split push. Still need to be careful because, as you just said before, while he's in the bottom lane, he can't just join anything for the Baron. He needs to move up closer to it before he can join in with his ulti. And H2K just been behind pretty much the entire game. Laning phase went in favor of SK Prime. The lanes, especially the mid and bottom lane, was losing pretty hard for H2K. Trashy wasn't able to help them. On Rengar, he put his focus on the top lane. Before level 6, it didn't actually pay off. And then he had 1 gank in the bottom lane, which was turned around by SK Prime. Ended up in a kill and a dragon, which once again just gave SK Prime an even bigger lead. And just been holding on to it since. Now they're looking up to siege again onto this tower. They should get it because February's down this bottom lane.
Yeah, as soon as that binding misses, it's easy stuff for SK-Gaming Prime. And to be honest, they may be able to get an inhibitor turret from this one. They need to decide either way, because Twisted Fate did do some decent damage down bottom. In fact, he's pulled away, but then returns into that lane now. The minion wave has actually finally come through a bit. There it sees and What the Fox combining to have a good chunk of damage onto AOD.
AOD's just taking so much poke damage. Like, What the Fox, Void Staff already, so much damage.
And look at this tower being shredded down. Twisted Fate is coming into this one. Destiny's available. There's the Destiny use. Odon in the middle of the team. Twisted Fate going to join as well. He's put down the stun onto Zaitan. What the Fox is pretty low. Z's will actually be picked up as Kikis will get one back there though. H2K holding them off here, but can they get any more kills? Smitty J causing them all kinds of problems at the back. There's the ultimate towards Shannon. Not going to land them. And Odo now being chased down. Manages to escape though there at the very end. It's a 2-for-1. But the inhibitor's going down. So
the engage here from H2K was actually pretty good, except for the fact that February didn't join in fast enough. Trashy engaged, and February wasn't there from the start. We're just gonna see it again. He jumps in. What the Fox gets to be KO'd, or the cleanse, sorry. Flash around, and now February joins in. Also, the flash from What the Fox, so he actually stays alive and can do some more damage here. But in the end, because they did manage to instantly shut down What the Fox and he managed to just dodge around here, it means he stays in the back, twice ult here, doesn't actually get a kill, but the rest of SK Prime is just so tanky. They're staying alive, getting some more kills, winning the fight, get the tower and inhibitor as well.
What do you think to Mundo going second item, some fire cape in this matchup against an AP top laner? Magic damage from the middle and from the AD carry as well, a decent chunk of it. I mean, so obviously just gathering as much health as he can as well at this point.
Yeah, so because Zeez is building Infinity Edge and will do a lot of damage on the auto attacks, and also Jarvan will actually do some decent damage, he had to get some armor. If he had went full MR, Zeez would have destroyed him very, very fast. So
true. Not
necessarily a bad idea, but we'll need some more MR for the later fights. Otherwise, What the Fox can keep doing what he's doing now, just land the poke and get all these, especially AOD, but also Odoamne take a lot of poke damage before the fight actually starts.
Well, Baron is started here for SK-Gaming Prime. Once again, Febiven is down the bottom lane. He's going to pop the Destiny here. That's going to give their positioning away. Is that enough to actually force them off it, though? I don't think so. Knowing that Twisted Fate is not around, Odoamne is actually trying to get in. There's good damage here on towards What the Fuck. They might be able to finish him off. No, they peel away, go towards Odoamne with the Baron buff now on. Mundo's going down. It's a double kill here for Corki. Twisted Fate also did pull up the map as far as he possibly could. SK-Gaming Prime, they can surely just push straight up middle here. Oh no, they're going to chase. They're going to try and get in onto Twisted Fate. Febiven just killed a ward, but they can just push.
Well, it was a bit of a weird decision by H2k. They sent down Fabian to the bottom lane to push, and once the Baron was started, they actually went for the fight anyway, even after it was dead. So Trashy comes in, he wants to steal it. Okay, so one member dies. That should be it. Now the rest of the members from H2k, especially because Fabian wasn't there from the start, shouldn't even be close. There's no reason to give up a second kill, open up for SK Prime to push even further into your base. So H2k, give away the Baron by the fact that Fabian was down the bottom lane pushing, and also give 2 kills. Trashy, you can defend. He wants to go in for the steal, but Uamne shouldn't have died.
Let's have a look down some items there after that one then. Randuin's for Maokai. Last Whisper on Corki. And, well, that's going to help Z's do more damage, especially onto Odoamne's. Really stacking up armor now. He's going Randuin's as his 3rd item. That's a lot of damage onto Febiven. He's going to nicely dodge there too, and the 3rd charge. However, once again, pushing them away using his massive range and just opens up that inner turret. It's only the base left here, and even, I say only the base left. The mid lane, of course, already lost its inhibitor turret and the inhibitor. Let's see if they can hold on to this one. Again, a big burst going into the back. AOD, the one, again, taking the brunt of the damage. He's flashed in there for the binding, and that actually is going to cost him his life. Goes down, it's Z's that gets the kill. That might be enough now to get inhibitor number 2.
So H2k just wanted to try some kind of engage. Again, AOD flashing in. Ulti was popped by Trashy, so he won't be able to engage now. Should be an easy tower for SK Prime. And once again, when you have the Corki here, and SK Prime managed to do well in the lane phase and the mid game, there's no chance for H2k to do anything. Locked in Rengar twice now. It's not been working out at all. And gone for late game comps the last 2 games, which again is not working against the likes of Z's and SK Prime.
Oh, coming back into this one. Inhibitor actually respawning in there behind them. And that with 2 inhibs now down. Leaves SK Prime on the verge of turning this game completely on its head. They've gone for Febiven. He's going to use his Zhonya's, but he's maybe going to go down. No, he won't. Flashing away, use the ghost. Ulti comes out. Is it enough damage? It was the last charge that actually hit him, but he's already on the fountain, and they force him away once again. That means that they can get it for the inhibitor turret, and Odoamne goes down so quickly. Z's now on a rampage, and this is surely the win for SK-Gaming Prime. Big tanky man in the top lane, he's down, and SK-Gaming Prime have got all 3 inhibitors. Super Minions going to be pushing their way through. First Nexus turret will fall. Second one will go after. H2k need to try something here. Need to at least try in the end. Kikis gets his killing spree with that kill onto Twisted Fate. And here is the Nexus opening up. SK-Gaming Prime going to win game number 4 and tie us up here 2-2. It all comes down to game number 5.
So the first 2 games, H2k looked very, very strong. They actually destroyed SK Prime. But the last 2, all of a sudden, is now SK Prime just getting the leads early on, getting all the dragons, winning the early game or mid-game team fights, and actually just destroyed H2k in this game. So clearly now, Rengar pick doesn't work. Mundo pick against Maokai, it doesn't work in the top lane, because Maokai can join the fights early on, he can engage the fights as well. 20%